Today we're going to learn the beginner golf sequence that even the professionals use. See, the golf sequence is comprised of just a few basic positions, and if we can play connect the dots, we can turn this basic swing into something powerful and repeatable. Just remember, this isn't only the beginner golf sequence. This is the exact sequence all the pros use too. We're just simplifying it. Let's get started. First point in golf is figuring out where to play the ball. This is a lack of press, which means when my hands come through, they're turning over. So I'd be hitting open, open, square, closed, closed. Ideally, we want to create a straight line with our hands. Now, it's almost impossible to create a straight line with our hands without some forward press. So our starting point is always going to be with our hands in front of the ball, just inside this left eye. What this allows me to do is come straight away without breaking. The biggest mistake I see on the address and the takeaway is the flipping of the hands. When this is in a capital Y instead of a lowercase y, this happens. People tend to break the wrist and then follow the club head. Breaking the wrist and following the club head brings you inside hard. That's not what we want. We want this takeaway and for this right arm to stay a little higher in the takeaway. To the second step in the sequence. The first step is hands forward. The second step is the long takeaway. And we do this by keeping the right arm higher than the left. See, when this left arm starts to come over and get parallel or higher, you come inside. So we're going to keep the right arm high as long as possible. And usually it's going to be just past this thigh. Now the next step in the sequence, after we have our press and our long takeaway, is going to be down the line. Now the down the line position is here. And what this means is, if I were to hit the ball at you, down the line is my arm, this lead arm, pointing towards my target. Not to the left of my target, not to the right of my target. The set should be straight at the target, and the hand should be pointing down into the line of the ball. So at this point, this ball is in line with the ball that I'd be hitting. So at the top of the down the line, I come, I press, right arm high, down the line. My club head is pointed away in my grip at the ball. Parts in the sequence get more difficult because in order to make this turn, our knees have to do some action. Most people think that the golf swing is shifting of the knees. This was 1950s, 1960s, the reverse C. We don't want that. What we want is our knees to go forward and backwards. So as I take this club to here, when I push this left knee forward and right knee back, I turn automatically. And when I return them, I get to square automatically. So I'm going to leave my hips open so that as I pull down, it pulls my hands to the ball as my knees switch position. So now what we've got is address the ball, hands forward, straight away down the line. Now from here, we get to a precarious point in the golf swing. So the golf swing is really a straight line acceleration in the beginning. Once I'm here, the top of my swing is higher. But from the top to the bottom, my hands can't go directly to the ball. It's way first. So for a beginner golf sequence, I suggest that you stop at the down the line position because from here, directly to the ball is the correct move. Your top could be down the line or it could be higher, but we must return to the down the line on the way down. So, press, take away right arm high, set position, left knee forward, right knee back, higher, returning. Here we're going to hold this V in this hand as long as we can so that we get from down the line down to about a perfect V here. And that's where we're going to release the ball. I did a video that talks about the release, but I'm going to touch on it quickly here. Many people have a hard time making this turn. That's because they're thinking about turning with this shoulder and not this shoulder. So to make a really good turn on the ball, you can start in a press position, Take this into this hand from a press position with this left hand and just turn up. Now that I'm clearing this right shoulder, it's very easy for me to make this turn position. So I can do this. My arm is directly down line. This is the turn position. If I grab the club, I'm in the right spot. So we have press, takeaway down the line, right arm high, down the line, set, return to down the line, return to leg, hands to the ball, which means my hands are going to get above the ball before my club head gets there. So this is the full sequence. Hands forward, long takeaway, right arm high, down the line, set position, hands to the V, hands to the ball, club to the ball, release. When the club is coming through, if the hands reach the ball first, the club head can't turn over, because when the hands are not to the ball yet, if I start to turn the club head over, it's very out of line. So to turn the hands, the club does a big motion. Once they get straight, it's a very small motion. We want to clip the ball before the hands are straight so that the club head is staying square longer through impact and then releasing. So that is the beginner swing sequence. And all we want to do is practice this calmly. Hands forward, away, back to the ball. And if at any time we feel like we're having an issue, we can work on them independently. I may work on getting over the ball and pressing. I may work on right arm high on the takeaway. Right arm high. Here's the thing about golf that people don't tell you. Golf is typically a straight line sport until you become very good at golf, meaning wherever we take our club, we try to go straight to the ball. So when we start at a down the line position, straight to the ball is straight to the ball. We can deliver a ton of power without going in the direction. Here's where things go wrong. If I were to come inside, my straight to the ball is this direction. This is what causes a hook. If I take a gigantic swing that gets past here and I get to this top, straight to the ball is this direction. Away from the ball is this direction. This is where people run into problems with their strike. So they go from a huge swing straight to the ball this way, pulls the head outside. If you start lower, straight to the ball this way. And that ball will drive forward for you. It's straight line acceleration and impact. So the goal is to find the position where you can leave straight to the ball from the set position. When you do this, everything becomes easier in golf. That's all I filmed for this video, but I'd like to recap. When I'm swinging poorly, or when I'm giving a lesson, it's very important that I touch on each of these positions in the sequence. For me, this is very much a connect the dots scenario. If I reach every point in the sequence, it's very difficult for my swing to be off by a ton. So I know that I need to adjust small things in order to get back on track. Whether you don't have a handicap or you're a 10, if you go through this sequence in your warm-up, you'll play better golf. Just remember, press and send.